Hey everybody, Tim Eade here, Faith Factor TV, living on the edge. As always, if I'm not living on the edge, I'm taking up way too much space. Hey, I got a kind of a serious message I want to talk about today. You know, I joke a lot. I love laughing. But this is a pretty serious thing. You know, one of the things that launched me down my current leg of my journey, my path, if you will, was stumbling upon what is one of the most important aspects of not only how life goes for us as human beings, but what our results are as human beings. So it's our self-image. Now, our self-image has several different components. One of them is the way we see ourselves when we look in the mirror and we're shaving, we're doing our hair. Well, you're doing your hair, I'm not doing my hair. But when we're looking at ourselves in the mirror, that's how we see ourselves. That's one of the two components of our self-image. The most important component, believe it or not, of our self-image isn't how we see ourselves in the mirror. It's how we see ourselves in our mind. It's how we see ourselves in our mind's eye, not with our eyes. We might look beautiful and think less of ourselves. We might be smart and wonder if we're smart enough. We might be great. In fact, we are great, and we're wondering why we can't get it done. We can get it done. What I want to invite you to is to take a look at your present self-image, as I do mine, constantly. And a lot of, probably 90% of our self-image is our results. So in other words, we look at our results and we say, hey, I'm doing really great. And that's cool. So everything's going great. Well, then we hit a stumbling block. Either we do something not so great, someone does something not so great to us, or something just kind of happens. Those are usually the main things. And then all of a sudden our self-image changes. And guess what? You're the same person. So instead of being defined by things that happen to us, the biggest question that I want to ask is this: who are you? Forget about all that stuff that happened. If you could just erase all that and just start from right now and say, who am I? And I'm asking you, who are you? Part of that answer, if I may answer with you, is an unlimited, infinite being. One of the reasons why I wanted to have the infinity symbol on my tattoo is I really and truly believe and know that we are infinite beings. We are infinite creatures. Here's what I mean by that. Have you ever been using your phone or your computer and it says, oh, you're out of space? And so you got to go in there and delete some pictures, you got to delete some apps, you got to delete some files off your computer or move them to some backup drive. You are out of space. Have you ever tried to learn something new or somebody shares something with you and you're like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm at capacity. I can't do anymore. I can't learn anymore. Now, you might be at capacity at that moment. You might be tired. You might just be overdone or stressed or whatever, a word that I don't like to ever use. But you're at capacity at that moment, but you're never at capacity. And I promise you something, and if you've never looked at it this way, I invite you to. You'll never be at capacity because science and theology have all looked at it from every angle and have concluded that the human mind and the human spirit, for all intent and purposes, is infinite. The human mind is infinite. There is no limit to what we can do. So if we can just get rid of whatever baggage has come from stuff that's happened in the past, and we can put that to the side and just make it so it didn't even happen. As I said before, the only two reasons to look back, to look backwards, aside from keeping from falling in, is to look back on pleasant memories, beautiful memories. That's a great reason to go back. And the other great reason is to reach into your experience base so you can reinvest that experience into your future to have the best possible results. Because you do have experience, whatever the cost, whatever the experience, however you may characterize it. So if you could just wipe away all the other stuff and say, my self-image today, starting today, is a clean slate. It's infinite. What does that mean to you? What does it mean to you to be able to say, I'm starting right now. Whatever I've done right, wrong, or indifferent, good, bad, or ugly, it is what it is. Let it go. Forgive. Not just forgive others, forgive yourself. Just let it go. And starting right now, say, I want to have the best life possible, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes. The program that I'm literally working on daily, and as I work on myself daily to share with you, is one that says, if I can say, all right, I've let go of all that, and I realize that I can be, do, and have anything I want. So what do I do now? And that's the part where we're gonna have to take off, but it's gonna have to start with a decision of saying, I am capable, I am infinite, which means I'm not limited. And I don't mean in some way like, oh, you are limitless. No, I mean, you are literally infinite. You are literally unlimited. You. And if you're like, does he mean me? Yeah, I do. Because everyone that hears the sound of my voice, that is a human being. If your dog hears this, I got news for you. He or she is not infinite. The dogs are not the same as human beings. I know they have spirits. I know they go to the Rainbow Bridge. Been there. I'm talking about you, and I'm talking about me as human beings. Whenever you get in that point when it hurts and you doubt, just focus on gratitude and think about, look for a second at what you don't have and what you want, but then count, if you can, all that you've been given. You can't even count. Just focus on the gratitude and the greatest creation that you were given and that I was given as an infinite human being is the creativity and the unlimited power of your human mind. That's it. Let go of the fear. Let go of any negativity at all. You cannot live in fear and faith. You cannot live in negativity and positivity. Choose a side. I choose positive and I choose faith. I choose you. I appreciate your stopping here today. I do have to run. Tim Eade here, Faith Factor TV, living on the edge. If I'm not living on the edge, I am taking up way too much space. Start living on the edge right now. You gotta run. So long.